So hello and welcome to the class. So we're going to be starting by sitting cross-legged. So you might want to use your yoga block or a book or a rolled up blanket just to sit on just the edge of the sitting bones we want on that support. So you can start to sit up really tall. So taking the feet into a comfortable cross-legged position, so Sukhasana with the feet just underneath the knees. And finding those sitting bones. So have a little wiggle on the edge of your block there. If you need to, you can just tuck the buttocks away behind you. Taking the hands into a comfortable position, just relaxing the shoulders and possibly just closing the eyes or softening the gaze for a few moments. So really rooting yourself down through the sitting bones into the floor, and starting to visualize maybe up the spine, just creating a little bit of length and a little bit of space between each vertebrae. So tracing up the lumbar spine, up between the shoulder blades, the thoracic spine, relax those shoulder blades down either side. And then just tucking the chin under slightly, lifting into the crown of the head. Feel the back of the neck opening. So we're long and tall from the sitting bones all the way up to cervical spine, the back of the neck. And we're taking a lovely big deep breath in and just softening and relaxing as you exhale. So just taking a moment before we start our practice today. Reminding ourselves to be kind as we practice, to leave the ego at the door, and to always just work to a point that's comfortable for our body on that particular day. So bringing yourself into the moment, really noticing each inhale and exhale and how your body's feeling. And slowly just opening the eyes. Keeping the gaze soft, just noticing which leg is in front. And we're going to take the same hand behind us. So you can take the hand onto the edge of the block or cupping the fingers just slightly onto the floor, just checking that you're not slumping as you take that arm behind. So we're keeping the lift as we take the opposite hand, back of the hand against the opposite thigh. We're breathing in to keep that length, and as we exhale, just turning. So just taking it gently. It's our first posture today. Just a gentle twist, just warming up the spine, the lower back. Keep the shoulders relaxing back and down. You can turn the head to look over the back shoulder if that's comfortable for you in the neck. And then gently bringing yourself back to centre. We're going to lift the knees and just change the cross of the legs. So coming round to the opposite side, again, just checking you're sitting lovely and tall, you're feeling rooted down through those sitting bones. Opposite hand, back of the hand coming against the thigh. You can use that to push against a little, but as I say, keeping it nice and soft at the beginning of the class. Giving yourself plenty of time to warm up. We're inhaling and exhaling to come into the twist. back to centre, gently bringing those knees up. We're going to come around on our mat and over onto our backs. So keeping the feet where they are, just in front of the hips there, just slowly rolling down. Taking the hands onto the abdomen, just coming back to the breath. And then we're going to take the feet a little bit wider, so finding the edge of the mat with the little toes, taking the arms out at shoulder height, palms up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're just relaxing those knees over to the right. So feel the breath coming in, filling the body, and using that exhale to just soften and relax a little bit more through the hips. Notice if you're holding tension in the buttocks, just trying to release that. And you can gently roll the head down the opposite arm if that's comfortable for you. So this is a twist that you can return to any point during the class. It's really good for easing out that lower back. It's a nice one to do in the morning when you've just woken up feeling a little bit stiff. Inhaling back to centre with the head and the knees, and exhale to the opposite side. So you might find it's quite different one side to the other. Just listening to your body. As you look down that opposite arm and soften and relax through the hips. Allow the pelvis and the legs to be heavy. Inhale, gently coming back to centre. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together now. Now if you're a little bit tighter into the hips like myself, it can feel nice to use a yoga block, so that's, a yoga brick, so that's the more brick looking one, to slip underneath the back of the pelvis. So I'm pushing into my feet to lift the pelvis off the floor, just sliding that under to a point where it feels nice and comfortable. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable under there, it shouldn't be digging in anywhere. And then you can just take the arms either side or over the head, depending on your shoulder flexion, and just soften and relax. So bringing the mind back to a nice, long, slow, easy breath. Try and relax the abdominal muscles, sides, the legs. Really, you're just allowing gravity to do the work for you here, to draw you into your stretch, the insides of the thighs, deep into the pelvis. So we can take a moment here to just relax and soften the features of the face. Checking there's no tension in the jaw. Release the gums and the tongue. Allow that softness to just travel down the neck and out across the shoulders. So with each exhale, I'm just softening and relaxing into the posture just a little bit more. Breathing in and out through the nose. next time you inhale, just bringing the arms back over the head. Exhale and then bringing to the floor either side. And then possibly just cupping under those thighs a little bit if you're a little bit stiffer and it's strong as you bring the legs in together. You can just give them a bit of support. And then if you've had that brick underneath the back of the pelvis, you can just press into the feet to lift the pelvis off the floor and remove the brick. So I'm going to draw the knees onto the chest now and have a nice rock side to side. And then when you're ready, just rolling onto your side and coming up for a moment. So we're going to work into a little sequence now that certainly works those abdominal muscles, and I really want you to pay attention to taking a break when you need to, and also not building on the posture. I'm going to build it up slowly, but I want you to stop at a point that's right for your body, and just go back and repeat maybe what we've done before, or coming into that lying twist if you feel you need to ease out the lower back a little bit. So with any of these postures, the idea is really not to feel it in the lower back, because we want the abdominal muscles to be working. We want those deep transverse abdominals to be doing the work as we're lifting the weights of our legs in a moment. So we can make that happen a little bit more, a little bit, as I say, taking the strain away from the back a little bit more by working with the breath. So in a moment, I'll be guiding you through using the breath, but just thinking about that inhale, that opening up, that taking in of the breath, maybe that rise of the abdomen, and the importance of exhaling and drawing the belly button back in towards the spine and that lower back into the floor as you breathe out, because you'll notice on these that we're doing the lifting and the lowering of the legs on the exhale, and that's where we really want to work into here. So if I show you what we're going to do, so just watching for a moment and then we'll come to do it together. So we're just going to rest the hands, the arms either side of the body, so you can tuck those shoulders under. Make sure the neck is long. We're going to take a breath in here. And as you exhale, so that's the importance of drawing the belly button back towards the spine, we're going to draw the knees up to the chest. We're going to inhale and just float those feet up towards the ceiling. So if you're not so tight in the hamstrings, you'll be able to work into nice straight legs there. You can work it a little bit more by pushing the heels and extending the toes towards your face. If you're coming to here, you're working just as hard. You've obviously a little tighter into the hamstrings. So just listening to your body. So that's our in-breath taking us to there. And as we exhale, we're again going to really focus on drawing the belly button in towards the spine and the lower back into the floor as we slowly bring those legs down. So if you can't work this one with straight legs, just keeping a bend in the legs as you lower them all the way down to the floor. So just to show you in real time, it's going to be an inhale, and exhale to draw the knees up towards the chest, and inhale, exhale, we're lowering the legs down. Taking a breath in when they're on the floor. Exhaling the knees up towards the chest. Inhaling to come into our Supta Dandasana. Exhaling, lowering away. So coming to lie on the floor now. Just settling the back of the body into your mat. Taking a breath in, the body filling with the breath, and as you exhale, drawing the knees all the way in towards the chest. Inhale, we're taking the legs up. Exhale, we're lowering. resting breath on the floor, breathing in. Exhale, bend the knees to bring them in towards the chest. And inhale to lengthen the legs away. Exhale, slowly lowering. Inhale. Exhale the knees in towards the chest. Inhale to stretch away. And exhale, coming down. So you might want to bring the knees onto the chest now. Just have a little rock side to side, just easing out that lower back. So we're going to add on to that. So if that felt enough for you, repeating that, you can do a couple of rounds, take a break, a couple more rounds. Otherwise, we're going to use the block. So just watching for a moment. I'm going to have the block between the feet. And the arms extended away behind. So again, it's all about that exhale, about using those abdominal muscles to lift both the arms and the legs this time. So listening and watching. We're going to inhale, just stretching out through the back of the body. And then as we exhale, drawing the belly button in towards the spine, I'm lifting the arms and the legs. I'm going to inhale there. Now I'm swapping the block here from my feet into my hands so that as I exhale, I can slowly lower away. So I'm really squeezing the abdomen back towards the spine as I do that. So if you need to bend the legs a little bit as you bring the legs up and lower them, that's absolutely fine. So just to show you once more in real time, inhale. We're going to exhale to lift. So this time I'm passing from the hands to the feet. I'm taking a moment to inhale and stretch there. Exhaling, lowering away. So coming to join me on the mat, just taking that block between the feet. And when you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine, lifting the legs and the arms at the same time. We're taking a breath in here. I'm taking the block into the hands so that as I exhale, I'm using that out breath to control my descent back to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, lifting once more. Inhaling there. Exhale to lower. So keeping that going with the breath. We're inhaling, exhaling to lift. Inhaling there, swapping the block over, exhaling to the floor. Now if you want to work it even more, as you come to the floor, just keep those legs hovering slightly as you breathe in. And exhaling up. Inhale there. Exhale, coming down. One last time. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale, stretching up there. Exhaling back over the head. And then you can draw the knees onto the chest. Have a little rock side to side. And maybe coming over now all the way onto hands hands and knees. And taking the knees nice and wide, the big toes together. Just softening down into Balasana, relaxing into Child Pose. So softening all the areas you've been working. Softening and relaxing the breath. So from here, when you're ready, we're just going to come up into our cat position. So we're taking the wrists under the elbows, under the shoulders. Just have a little space between the fingers and really planting the palms of the hands and the fingertips into the floor. So we want to lift into the shoulders a little bit. We want to feel activated around the chest area, so we're not just hanging in the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips, hip distance apart. And we're going to take a lovely big deep breath in with a flat back. And as you exhale, we're tucking the head and the tailbone under, just rounding through the spine. Inhale, we're coming back to a flat back, so keep it nice and controlled. Don't lose it in the lumbar and overextend and take the head back, so you can hear in my voice that that's not right. I'm really crunching through the back of the neck. Just taking it in your cat back to a straight back for me, okay? So we're inhaling, exhaling, tucking everything under. Really draw the belly button up towards the spine once more. Inhale and flattening off. So keeping that going, just matching the movement with the breath. So maybe a little faster than me, and that's absolutely fine. Exhaling, tucking under. Inhale, lengthening away. Exhale, tucking under. Inhale, lengthening away. So last one, just squeezing the abdomen up, tucking that tailbone under, lengthening through the back of the neck. And inhale, back to a flat back, and then just sitting back to the knees for a moment, maybe giving yourself a little roll out into the wrists. Okay, so we're going to just take that a little bit further now. So just having a look this way, we're coming back into our cat position. And we're going to take one leg and extend it away. So we're not bringing it high, we're just keeping it in line with the hips. I'm pointing the toe but not over flexing, just getting a nice long stretch out through the leg. And then as I exhale, I'm bringing the knee to the chest. Inhale, lengthening away. Exhale, tucking it under. So coming back onto all fours, just checking the wrists are underneath the elbows and the shoulders, that the knees are underneath the hips, and just watching that you haven't lost it all into a sway back there, just tucking the tailbone slightly under so you can feel the activation of those abdominal muscles. So take the leg away. So just noticing how that feels. Having a nice long stretch out into that leg. Feel that you're also extending through the front of the chest and pushing into the hands a little bit. Now as you exhale, draw and tuck that knee under, rounding through the back once more. As soon as you need to inhale, you're lengthening away with the sternum and into the foot. Exhale, tucking it under. Once more, extending away and tucking it under as you push the breath out. Then release that knee down to the floor. Again, just stopping whenever you need to. It's quite hard work on the wrist, this one. Coming back, and we're going to go to the opposite side. So extending the opposite leg away, really straightening that leg. Dropping the hip a little bit, so checking that the leg's not up like so and you're feeling wonky. There'll be more pressure going into that opposite arm then. Just dropping the hip slightly. Take hold of those abdominal muscles, lengthen through the back. And as you exhale, tucking that under. Inhale, stretching away. Exhale, tucking that under. Inhale, stretching away. And then bring that knee to the floor. Knees wide once more, just softening back into child pose. And you might like to bring the arms back alongside the legs this time, taking the palms towards the ceiling, the forehead to the floor. If that seems a long way down to you, you can always use your bricks and blocks. And just relaxing the forehead, relaxing the mind, softening the breath. And when you're ready, just slowly coming up. So we're going to come up into dog next. So we're going to take our position as we were in our cat, thinking about our connection through the hands into the floor, lifting in and activating across the shoulders. And we're going to tuck the toes under, take the bottom back towards the heels, and I want you to use the legs to push up into dog. So having a little press back with the hands, rolling through the balls of the feet, just feeling that lift with the knees as you do so. Then we're going to take a nice big deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly unfolding the legs into your downward dog, Adho Mukha. So making that comfortable for you. So if you're tighter in the hamstrings and you've straightened the legs, you'll have found that your weight will have travelled forward, with much more pressure coming down through the wrists into the hands. So just bend those knees slightly and think about taking the chest back towards the thighs. What I'm interested in is a nice straight line from hands to shoulders to sitting bones. If you can straighten the legs, just think about taking the heels down towards the floor. That's not the most important thing in this posture, so not worrying too much if that's not happening for you. So noticing the breath. So we've got to work a little bit harder on that inhale in this semi-inversion. Everything's pushing against us, as it were. Everything's coming towards the face, you might find. So relaxing and opening through the shoulders. And remembering you can come down and take a break whenever you need to. One more big deep breath there. And then next time you exhale, very slowly and with control, bring those knees down to the floor. So it's always important to leave a posture before you run out of that control, if you like, so especially when we're coming down onto the knees. So we're going to come back into dog in a moment. If I just show you where we're going, we're tucking the toes under, bottom back towards the heels, using that push as we inhale and exhale to use the legs to lift us up into dog. And then we're going to bring the feet a little closer together. We're going to shift the weight now onto one foot and slowly extend that leg up. So we need to really work the buttock now to lift that leg. And then we're slowly going to lower away. And again, gently down with the knees. So coming to join me, starting off in our cat position, we're tucking the toes, taking the bottom back towards the heels, inhaling, exhale to lift into your dog. Bring the feet a little closer together, and then just shifting the weight, toes on the floor of one foot, so you can feel how that is through the body. Keep the shoulders nice and open, don't hunch around the neck. And then when you're ready, we're working the buttock to lift that leg. And a couple of lovely big deep breaths there. So keep pushing into the palms of the hands. Keep opening through the shoulders and keep working that buttock to lift the leg. Slowly bringing the foot to the floor. So you can take a break between sides, or you can shift the weight from one foot to the other. Bring the other leg up off the floor now. So we're pointing the toe away but not over flexing. We're working the buttock to lift that leg. A couple more big deep breaths. And then slowly bringing that foot to the floor. Exhale, knees gently down. And again, releasing back with the arms as you relax down for a moment. So that might have been quite strong work for you. So just judging how you're feeling as you're slowly coming up to sitting. And you can repeat that dog with the leg lift. You're slowly obviously building up strength into the arms when you're doing that, as well as working the glutes. So excellent posture, and you're working really hard, okay? If you want to go a little bit further, we're going to, well, just watch me and see whether it's appropriate for you, okay? If you're not sure, you can always just give it 1 or 2 goes. You don't have to keep going forever. And as I say, come back to something a little more gentle. So tucking the toes under, once more coming up into our dog. Finding that openness through the backs of the shoulders. So I'm making it not overly long, but if you're inclined to do a shorter dog, just stepping the feet slightly away now, so that as we come forward, we're coming into plank. So inhale, coming forward. So with each exhalation, I'm drawing the belly up towards the spine. I'm pushing into the heels. And I'm really extending through the front of the chest. So I'm trying to get that nice, long, straight line through the back. Now this is obviously much stronger into the shoulders and the arms. So thinking about it, whether it's suitable for you. And then we're going to inhale, coming back, stepping the feet, maybe a little closer towards the hands, having a space between the feet now. Just relaxing into dog. And then when I want to repeat, bring the feet in towards each other again, maybe taking it just a little longer. Exhaling, coming forward. So I want to really stack up those wrists to elbows to shoulders. Think about rolling the shoulders back and down towards the hips. Keep pushing away into the heels and extending into the sternum. And tuck that tailbone under a little as well. I'm inhaling to push back. Little gap between the feet again. Softening back into our downward dog. Softening the breath. And gently lowering the knees once more to the floor. Relaxing down into child pose. And then when you're ready, slowly coming up. So we're going to come to sitting once more on the edge of your block. And we're going to repeat the twist that we did at the beginning of the class. So just finding those sitting bones, sitting in a comfortable position for you. Again, just noticing which leg is in front in Sukhasana. We're going to take that hand away behind us, opposite hand across. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale to come into your twist. So maybe you're coming a little further than you did at the beginning of the class now. Now that you've warmed up the back nicely. Inhale to centre, gently changing the cross of the legs. And come round to the opposite side. So keep sitting tall, keep relaxing those shoulders back and down. Just lift through the front of the chest. Inhaling back to centre. And we're ready for some relaxation. So bringing the knees in and getting ready, maybe slipping socks or a jumper on if it's not so warm. Or you can use a blanket over the body. Coming to lie down, but if you prefer to keep the knees bent, rather than having them extended along the floor, you can just take that little gap between the feet and rest the knees in towards each other. If you're feeling any tension into the lower back at this moment, just take a couple of relaxing twists to each side, or bring the knees onto the chest and take a moment to just roll that out. So you can do nice circular movements one way and the other, as well as our side to side. Giving yourself time to ease the body out, otherwise you're not going to be able to comfortably relax, okay? So you may want to extend the legs out along the floor and take the hands and the arms down either side of the body, just having a little bit of space, turning the palms towards the ceiling, tuck those shoulder blades under and find the space around the shoulders and the neck. So we want to be nice and long in the back of the neck. So lifting the head and tucking that chin under, or possibly relaxing with a block under the head just to help keep that chin tucked under. Making any little adjustments you need to, so just easing off, listening to your body, just releasing any tension, and then just closing the eyes. And just softening the breath. So just being aware of where you notice your breath. Maybe it's in the chest as it lifts and opens as you inhale, and softens and drops as you exhale. Maybe it's through the nostrils or the lips. Just allowing your mind to settle there. So just maybe giving the feet a little wiggle, toes a little wiggle, and then softening and relaxing the feet, feeling heavy back into the heels, relaxing the shins and the calf muscles, backs of the knees and the kneecaps. Soften the long, heavy thigh muscles all the way back into the hips. Maybe using your next exhale to really soften the buttocks, releasing deep into the pelvis. Feel the lower back surrendering and melting back into the floor. Soften the abdomen and the sides of the body, all the way up underneath the armpits. And then taking your focus to your arms, down to your hands, maybe having a stretch into the palms and the fingers. And then just releasing, allowing those fingers to gently curl in. Soften into the palms and the wrists. Notice the arms, heavy, soft and relaxed. If the mind starts to wander, just bringing it back to the breath. And slowly just beginning to deepen the breath. A couple of deeper breaths. Bring the mind back to the body. Noticing the back of the body on the floor. Taking a moment to think about how you're feeling now. With the eyes closed, maybe picturing where you are in the room. Maybe becoming aware of the sounds in the room or beyond. And then just gently, a little movement of the fingers and the toes. Maybe swallowing into the throat. And if you've had a block under the head, just removing your block, placing the head carefully back onto the floor. And then drawing one knee up, nice and slow, and then the other towards the chest. Take the hands around the front of the shins. And just having a little rock, side to side. And then just having a long, lazy stretch out, whatever feels good for you. And then we're just going to slowly bring ourselves over and up. Gathering whatever we need to sit in a comfortable position. Once more, just becoming connected with the floor through the sitting bones, lifting and lengthening through the spine. Relaxing the shoulders back and down. And then taking the hands either side, lifting through the sternum. When you're ready with your breath, take a lovely deep breath in, bringing the arms up above the head, and then as you exhale, just lowering to the heart. Namaste, peace and love. So thank you for practicing with me today. I really hope you enjoyed the class. Please leave me a little message if you did, and don't forget to subscribe so that you know when I'm releasing another little film. Okay? Take care of yourselves and your family, and I hope to see you soon.